This week on All About Spray, we'll take you on a multi-month adventure. Like most boat projects, it started out with just trying to fix the windlass, but it ended up being replacing wet core, a brand new windlass, and an epoxy shim. Last fall, our windlass stopped working, and we set out on the quest to try and fix it. The windlass never was set up correctly. We were planning on doing a reconfiguration anyways, as whoever had installed it set it up so that the chain was running beside the winch instead of wrapping around it. Let the projects commence.
This is Kayleen. She loves sailing and is trying to convince me as well. Kira's not convinced, but Carl knows what's up. I lost both my feet, so obviously we called the boat Footloose. Welcome back to All About Spray.
I'm good to go, good to go, good to go. Now I'm good to go, good to go. I'm good to go, good to go, good to go.
It is Sunday morning. I've had a little bit of a slower start. It is 8 o'clock now, and I'm just getting started on the first project of the day, which is kind of not really necessary for the boatyard, but I might as well keep it going, and that's recoring where the windlass is going, because it's totally saturated in water. Wet core.
I've been waiting. Now I'm good to go.
Okay, I just ground down all the old Sikaflex and opened up this. And next step is to do some more drilling the hole. And I know some people are going to be like, why are you doing this from above when you can do it from below? But this was obviously already epoxied, but there is still some wet core, either that they left before or it was letting in more. And we're just gonna do the same thing where we cover it back up with a nice piece of hardwood. So gonna drill some more holes in the deck. The nice thing about putting this piece of hardwood over is that we can still make it look good and drill into the deck. But at a certain point we're gonna have to draw a line, because I'm not about to go replace the whole deck, and as long as the structural parts are intact and solid and strong, then that's what matters. So I'm gonna keep drilling for now. I don't know where this water's coming from. Like maybe from the windlass before, or from up here somewhere. Very wet. Oh. I have found like an epoxy that hasn't really set properly. It's like a smelly mess.
Yeah, hey. Yeah.
Oh. Holy. Okay, so you can actually see where they've drilled in and tried to fill in epoxy before. There really wasn't much left for core. It's pretty hollowed out and rotted. So I'm glad we're taking this off.
I fill my sweet soul with creation's light. I fill my sweet soul with creation's light. And I say, and I say,
So this has fiberglass strands in it, chop strand. It will add structure because these are quite large holes I drilled. Try to get all the air bubbles out. Okay, I just realized I haven't really filmed what's going on with the Windlass reconfiguration project because it's been a while. We've been back in the water from our haul out where we kind of started the project. I'm pretty sure it's been like 2 months now since Tyler first started ripping apart the Windlass, and it's still not on. But I'm getting really close. We're creating kind of like a shim for under the big piece of mahogany that we're putting on so that it sits flush with the deck, and that's just taking forever as we're layering epoxy. Probably would have been better to do fiberglass layers in there as well, but it's not really for structure, it's just to add to make sure there's no gap under the wood. But it ended up just being a buttload of epoxy, which kind of sucks. I'm sure there's many other better ways to do it, but this is what we ended up doing. So getting really close. I hope I can finish epoxying today because I kind of want to break from it. Okay, I am just about to add the last bit of edging, and Tyler and I have created a form to get a nice smooth edge because we were really struggling trying to get something that would look good just by using our fingers and trying to make an edge.
Oof. It's pretty tricky.
Can I do it? Oh god. Where's my shit? My finger.
Yeah,
It's down
get
there.
your finger.
Oh,
Here,
make sure it
spoon.
doesn't dripping.
Sweetie, use the spoon. Use the spoon.
Oh my god,
Sweetie,
what are you
take
doing?
the spoon.
Okay, why? Like this is my job here. You're the mixer. You're doing a great job mixing. This is to note, if you ever stay with us, you'll probably end up using a spoon that has been mixing epoxy.
I wish I got to see the people who have to fix this in 20 years. It's gonna be... I had to touch it.
Wow.
Oh, we got a little ooze.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh no. Oh, we might be able to peel it off. It's still
Right
a little
now, it's
tacky.
still a little tacky. I'm gonna cut these edges with a knife right now.
So we're finally at this stage that I'm going to drill some holes. We just created this form and it did really well. It made a nice clean edge. And next step is to sand that, but in the meantime, I'm just letting it firm up a little bit more, and I'm going to drill holes, which I'm really nervous to because I didn't do a super good job of knowing exactly where I pre-drilled the epoxy so that I can drill the holes through the epoxy, not the wood core. So here's hoping I lined it up right. Well, I don't need to go further than that. That's epoxy. Epoxy. Epoxy! 4 for 4. Now there's the 2 big ones. Here goes nothing. Maybe it is
The
dying.
battery's done, don't push it. It's
Okay.
gonna destroy the battery.
See me. She never wanna be near me. They say love is blind.
It took a bit to get our new Lofren Cayman windlass into place, but with a bit of convincing from me and Tyler's mom Tanis, we eventually popped it into place. The bolts had to now fit through 2 inches of wood on top, as well as a 1-inch backing. It's safe to say that we now trust our windlass. So our boat came with 3 separate 50-foot chain sections. They were all separated in buckets in the storage. One was actually attached to the anchor, but because we have plans of doing extended trips and we really want to be able to trust the anchor, we want more than just 50 feet. The chain was in pretty good shape, but a few little rust spots, so decided to get it re-galvanized, even though it probably didn't actually need it, but just peace of mind. And we're going to take those 3 sections and combine them all together to have 150 feet of chain and the rest being rope rode. To do that, we're using these little products called C-Link. I will link to them below, but kind of on the fence about them. Really, I'd like to just spend extra money and get a whole new thing, 200 feet of chain, and not have to worry about these little links. But apparently they work pretty good. If you have had any experience, please let me know, because we didn't really find too much about them. Some people said that they work, some people say they don't work in the Windlass. So I'm gonna go splice on the chain now, and then I'm gonna go try out the chain with the C-Link in the new Windlass that's finally working, so we can head out tomorrow.
It's the coldest hand to run down this land.
Not at all.
Where the ocean lands. It's the tallest sound,
Where are we
the
going?
damn smallest crowd.
Oh, just a quick trip across.
But their hearts break loud. Far from ever feeling lost with me.
You see this rainbow?
I'll push you back towards the land and sea. They're going down for love, and love is free. Stick with me and I will guarantee you'll never last alone the crowd with me.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, but we're about to anchor for the first time since installing this bad boy. And I am so excited to put it to use. It's been kind of the Everest project of this boat this year. The engine's not working great right now, she's leaking oil, so we only made it to just across the strait basically. But we figured we might as well go test her out while we can. What's the depth?
It's the sharpest
It
cry.
should be on bottom. When it got to the link, it started skipping a bit on, not skipping, but just jumping. And I wonder if this chain is a different size. Oh! We're on the road now. Okay, I'm cleated. Starting to pull now.
Everywhere you go, I'll be. Anywhere you go, I'll see. You'll never last among the crowd with me. You're never lost among the crowd with me. Never lost among the crowd with me.
Okay, we've got breakfast. Do you want to do the honors of taking his head off? So hold your hands, your fingers on his head. Yeah, and then just rip at that joint there. And it kills them instantly.
Well, it doesn't because they were wiggling
Well,
and
that's just their
woggling.
nerves.
Yeah. Ah, I ripped it.
Okay, just throw it all in. Okay, and then we've got some crabs. This one's big enough. Got a red rock crab. And he's a male. And the last night we caught Dungeness. So the Dungeness have to be a lot bigger. And join his friend. Nice. So we can keep him too. Oh, but it's a female. So send it back. I then jumped in the water to go find some more crab and to take a look at our anchor and see how it was set. I wanted to see the sea lynx in action and still don't really trust them. My parents had given me a new crab trap for my birthday, so we were really excited to see it in action. I guess I should say give us a like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell. We'll see you next time.